In the wild, mysterious depths of Brittany, France, sits an old abandoned shack. Surrounded by ancient oaks and home to all manner of forest dwellers, it is here that we meet to share our stories. So pull up a seat, swing that light, grab your favourite beverage as we share another tantalising tale in the freaking shack.
Welcome to the shack.
Welcome back to the shack.
Oh, absolutely.
We haven't recorded in ages.
We haven't. We have lots on record already stored.
We do. We're ahead of ourselves. We're all professional and everything. We are actually quite a ways ahead of ourselves. We're not that professional. It's
no. If you listen to the podcast coming up, you'll know. There's one in particular.
We've had a fair few incidents, haven't we?
Yeah,
one particularly monstrous one, but
particularly amazing incident.
That's okay. I've finished my tea, so we're safe.
I haven't.
All right. Well, don't put it on the table.
I will say no more.
Yeah. Steph's now not allowed a beverage.
Beverages allowed.
No beverages allowed because Steph can't be trusted not to spill it all over the place. Anyway.
We're not that professional yet. We're trying.
One day. We
are trying. We are still trying to work with very basic stuff here.
Yeah, I think a little, at one point or another, we'll get to that point where we've actually got, funds.
Yeah.
We can buy ourselves a new microphone, maybe.
You never know.
Well, chance would be a fine thing. I see no ships.
I see no ships either. Only hard ships.
Only hard ships.
That is our topic for today. But before we go into our topic, we have listeners that are speaking to us.
Real ones.
Real ones.
I love it.
I'm so excited. Real people talking to us. And I'm going to say one of them is another podcaster
which is terrifying, actually. Because other people know what they're doing.
No, bless. Mary started around about the same sort of time as us, a little bit after us actually.
Okay.
I think we'd got started before, and I reached out to her and said, get in touch because we can have a chat, and if there's anything we can help you with, not that we're anywhere near professional, and we've just formed a really nice little friendship now.
I love it. We'll grow together.
Yeah. So we're just sort of like helping each other out. And she sent me over some fantastic information regarding one of the podcasts that we did earlier on this month, which was the St. Valentine's Day one. And Mary does a podcast herself.
So this will actually be last month by the time we've actually...
It will, I think, possibly by the time this one comes out, it probably will be. We're in February still, and we're at the minute... We're not sure when this particular episode is going to go out.
Because the order got messed up.
Yeah, the order's well and truly messed up. But the season isn't. It's still all about travel, and we're still on the travel kick. But I just wanted to come on and thank Mary very much. We are going to give her a shout out. Her podcast is called Whispers of the Past.
Ooh. And I don't even know this, but what's she talk about?
She talks about, would you believe, I'll only say a little because then you can go onto her podcast and find out for yourself, but forgotten tales and timeless legends that have shaped cultures across the globe.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
I know. Mary discusses mysteries behind ancient myths, legends, heroes and folklore.
Ooh.
And I will definitely be leaving a link in the show notes, so go over and give Mary some love and follow.
Absolutely. Yeah, give her a listen, and hopefully she'll grow and we'll grow and it'll all be wonderful.
We'll grow together like two flowers in a flower bed.
Absolutely.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea.
Two roses
amongst the thorns. In a shit box.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, if anyone has listened to the St. Valentine's Day episode, and quite a few people have actually, it's one of our most popular ones to be downloaded at the minute.
Excellent.
Did you know?
In which case this will be completely relevant.
It will.
If nobody had listened to it, probably wouldn't have been.
No, but then no, go and listen to it now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it's even more exciting now, because one of the questions, I'm drinking my tea at the same time, by the way.
That's all right, I'm eating sweets. Well, I happened to stumble upon a bag of fruit gums, and I absolutely love Rowntree's fruit gums. You know, the really hard ones. Not pastels, not wine gums, but fruit gums.
You do know if your brother listens to this, he'll be mortified.
I know, bless him. He's bought me wine gums for 2 years on the trot, saying he thinks they're my favourites. And I'm not sure he's got the right ones. But he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I still eat them. They're just not my favourites. These ones are my favourites. But I hadn't had one for... Oh, God, I don't even know. It's been years since I've had fruit gums. Because I've been living here and you can't get them here.
No.
But thankfully...
We bought them in the English
very
department.
nice friend of very nice friend of mine here runs a charity shop, and they have an English section, and it's wonderful. So thanks, Laura, if you're listening. I'm eating your fruit gums and I love it.
Yeah, I think Laura's listening. She downloaded our podcast this morning.
Oh,
when we were there.
Go. So thanks, Laura. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Love you.
Cheers, Laura. So, Emperor Claudius, we were talking about the fact that St. Valentine was arrested for marrying people in secret, and we because we're limited on time and we talk about lots of other things, we hadn't delved deep enough to find out some of the questions that needed to be asked.
We did have questions, didn't we, over whether or not it was the weddings themselves that were forbidden, or whether or not it was... I think we asked those... We debated on that a little bit.
We did, yes.
But yeah, we have more information.
Yes. So, Mary has let us know. Emperor Claudius felt that married men didn't make good soldiers. He thought married soldiers would be more likely to flee because they were worrying about their wives and their children.
So no concept of like having something to fight for then?
No.
Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. The Roman Empire at the time was in a state of war, and they needed all the men they could get. So Claudius banned young men from marrying.
Which I feel is an extreme measure. You know, what's the best way of getting people to do what you want?
Yeah.
Ban it, right? The best way of getting somebody to do something is to ban the thing that they want to, they're going to do.
Yeah.
Like some of the best read books are read because they were banned in certain countries, and everybody wants to know why. Yeah. And I just think...
Or songs that are banned from the radio, or stories and books that were banned.
Yeah. Everybody wants to read or listen to the banned stuff.
Yeah.
So banning getting married was stupid. just stupid.
So, enter our priest Valentine. Valentine disagreed with this and began marrying young couples in secret. He was discovered and arrested. Whilst in jail, he fell in love with the jailers, and we found out from Mary that she was blind. The blind daughter of the jailer. But it is believed that he restored her sight.
Oh.
There you go. Valentine was executed on the 14th of February, which was the day before the pagan celebration. It is said that Valentine left his love a note signed "Your Valentine," which is what we knew, but now we've
got a bit more context to that whole situation.
Yeah. This is where the legend of the Valentine's card comes from, and it stems from the Renaissance period. So thank you very much to Mary from the podcast Whispers of the Past, and I will most definitely put a link to Mary's podcast in our show notes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Oh, and Charlie.
Good information there too.
Charlie the dog.
Yeah, we've got to mention Charlie.
We have to mention Charlie because Charlie's the one who organises all the podcasts.
Yeah, 4 paws and fur.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So there you go.
We have a mystical 4 paws and fur.
Yeah.
Jed is our mascot.
He is. our little spirit cat.
Spirit cat. Yeah.
So there we go. So I thought I would put that in first. I would also mention the wonderful feedback that we're getting from at least one other person that I know has been watching us on, I believe it's YouTube, because that's where the messages have been left from, telling us that our little short stories were amazing and that he found them really nice to listen to.
Those are the ones we did over Christmas.
Yeah, the little short ones. And he just loved the way that he was very kind and said he liked the way my voice read the story and the rhythm of my voice, and it helped him to concentrate on the story.
And this is why you read them, because I was so sick at that point that I could barely speak. So it was probably just as well that I didn't read any of those.
Yeah.
I don't think it would have been quite as comforting.
Yeah. And we probably won't do like 24 days of stories ever again.
It was a bit much, wasn't it?
It was an awful lot of work. And I never stopped. The whole bit before Christmas, I was literally just on my computer editing stories.
Well, we can halve the workload for next year. We'll just do the 12 days of Christmas.
But it was such a nice comment from this person who commented on YouTube. And we just felt that maybe every now and again we may just drop a short
story,
a little short story, as a,
Yeah. And the thing is, if there might be people that just want to skip straight to the story and don't necessarily want to hear us yakking about this, that, and the other, and it might be possible for us to make a note of the timestamp.
Yes.
Of where the story kicks
starts.
in, so that at least you might be able to just jump ahead and hear the story if you just want the story.
Yeah.
It's another thing we can think about.
Yes.
The options are endless.
They are.
We are nothing if not up to a challenge.
But I was impressed. We are up on our downloads.
Up on the downloads?
Up on the downloads. That's quite good, isn't it? As in, our numbers are up. More people are downloading. Whether they're listening or not, I don't know. But they're downloading it. And the nice thing is that our UK numbers are up by 4.
Hey, it's still in the right direction, isn't it?
It is most definitely in the right direction. I'm very impressed. Because we, up until now, when you think we broadcast this in English.
Yeah.
So you would think our English audience
would be
bigger than anybody. And it isn't. Our French audience is the biggest.
Well, we do live in France.
We do live in France.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
We also know a lot of English people here. So
we do.
If you're English or English speaking, shall we say, whether you're English or not is another thing, but you're living in France, then come over to our socials and give us a shout out. Give us a wave.
Yeah. Come and say hi. Send us an email.
You're our biggest audience so far, country-wise anyway.
And our next country, which is the biggest, is Russia. It's still Russia.
Hi, Russia. To Lusher?
To Russia.
I was going to say to Russia with love.
Yeah. Yeah. Very impressed.
Fantastic. And we've still got one person
in Jersey. Yeah. But the Canadian numbers are up now.
Oh. Hi, Canada.
We love our Canada. So, yeah, we're doing all right at the minute.
Interesting.
It is very interesting watching this. I love watching the stats and who's downloading and where from as well. So
we need a map.
Yeah.
We need a map and we need pins.
Pins in the map.
Yeah, we need people to come in and tell us, a rough area, should we say?
Yeah.
A county or a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we always put when we do our social media, everything is just Brittany in France.
Yeah.
Brittany is quite a big place.
It is quite big, but it gives everyone the ballpark. It's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need addresses here, people.
Yeah, the shack pack.
Yeah. Where is the shack pack?
Yeah.
Where are we all?
Yeah, where do we all come from?
I think maybe that would be, We'll see if we can put a social media post on all the socials to see if we can get
where you're from.
Where you're from, yeah.
Where are you too?
Where you be?
Where you be? My handsome. I heard someone
My darling, my handsome, my lover, my bird.
I heard someone on the radio this morning reading out a little request to his wife. It was either their anniversary or it was her birthday, something like that. I can't remember. But as soon as he started talking, I just knew it was a Cornish accent. As soon as he started talking, and it was so lovely to listen to. And he finished off with, "All right, my bird." I was just like, oh, that's so lovely. Anyway. There you go. So now we've discussed who's listening to us. We do know that people are listening to us. We've had nearly 400 and I can't remember how many. It's well over 400 downloads now.
And increasing.
We're heading for like 450 now. Wow. And we don't really push this except a little bit on social media.
Yeah, but it's always on our own. Like, I mean, we don't really throw it out there very much. It's
I'm on TikTok. Hey,
yeah,
it's getting good on TikTok.
Yeah,
we had 1,600 views on one of our posts the other day.
And can't say fairer than that, can you?
Yeah. Except it was a post that I had no idea what to put on, so I found a stupid picture talking about the fact that cocoa came from a tree, therefore a tree is vegetables, therefore chocolate is salad. And that was it. 1,000.
Can I say that I wholeheartedly
agree.
Support this?
Yeah. So there you go. Chocolate is salad. So therefore, have as much chocolate as you like.
I like it. That's scope.
But all my complicated ones I work on for like hours, like the clock one. There's a clock one on TikTok, which is beautiful because it's all to do with my clock my new clock that I got. That's got moving cogs in the middle.
Oh, I saw that one. I didn't actually realise that was your new clock.
Even though she's just seen it in my kitchen.
I thought I'd seen it somewhere before. I'll catch on in a minute. It'll be fine.
And that was relating to the podcast that is coming up, which is Time Slips. My goodness, time travel.
We're gonna get you used to saying the word episode instead of podcast.
Podcast, yeah. Episode.
It's the episode that's coming up.
It's the episode.
It's all the same podcast.
Yeah, I know. The Freaking Shack is the podcast.
There you go.
Each separate
episode.
Yeah. And it is an episode coming up which is about time slips and time travel.
Ooh.
Spooky time travel in some cases.
Spooky.
Or just plain weird.
Just weird. Yeah. I mean, I think any form of stepping outside of time is just weird, regardless of which way you shake it.
Yeah. But anyway, I spent like 3 hours sorting out this post, and I'm lucky if I got 250 views.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm giving up on that. I'm just putting silly faces on now. I'm just talking to the camera. Stupid hats.
What was it? Filters. Using stupid filters, which are not what they say they are.
No. I put a filter on the other day to talk about the episode about the planes, and it was supposed to be a pilot. And when I looked at myself in my phone, I had an anchor on the front of the. I didn't just feel like an anchor. I felt like a. Yeah, it didn't fit, but hey ho, I'd already committed by that stage to recording.
That's just really funny. And obviously, we are looking at weeks ago now, because by the time this goes live, it'll be a fair few weeks ago that TikTok went on. But
yeah. It'll still be there, so if anyone wants to go onto TikTok, come and find us at the Freaking Shack and come and join us and follow us.
Yeah.
Some of our posts are ridiculous and silly, and some of them we work very hard
Yes, some of them are announcing up and coming episodes. Some of them are daft. Some of them are asking questions.
Yes.
So you can get involved. So it's all worth checking in.
We had some good feedback on the silly hat one, I have to say.
I think a lot of people saw the funny side.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we had some good conversations with people on the TikTok about the fact that I didn't have the right hat on. Hey,
so we'll have the discussion later on the TikTok.
Yeah, the TikTok. Oh, dear.
Anyway, today's episode, now that we're like 20 minutes in.
Yeah. Is all about the sea and the oceans and the things that sail across.
Rafts.
Yeah, we haven't quite got haunted rafts.
Oh, okay.
But
I was just trying to pick something that wasn't a boat. Like coconuts.
Well, I was going to try and find a haunted submarine, and there are some, but again, unless you were delving in like really deep.
Which submarines do, to be fair.
They do.
Prepare to dive!
Oh, actually, no, I'll take that back. There is a submarine mentioned in one of our stories. So there you go.
Excellent.
And it wasn't diving deep at the time. But it just, can I just say that again while I edit out your cough?
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say.
You're not allowed to edit that now.
No, I'll leave it in now. And the cough.
The stupid thing is, this week is the first week in like, I don't know how many weeks, where I am able to breathe, like, see, through my nose and everything, where I'm not sick as a dog.
No. A few little coffees, but not...
but no tea.
No, we're not letting you anywhere near tea.
No tea anywhere.
And you will find that out in the next few episodes, because that...
Oh, is it going on afterwards?
It will go on afterwards.
Dear.
It's the last episode in our travel-themed episodes, yes. So, no, it won't have gone out yet.
It's coming, guys. That's all I'm going to say. It's coming. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it.
So, on that, shall we... We could swing the light already, because these are lots of stories, although I do have a story at the end.
Okay, well, let's save the lights. Although, to be fair, if we're on boats and the whole light
you're
swinging
right.
thing...
I'm swinging, because this is where the idea of a swinging light came from.
Yeah.
So there we go. It's swinging. If it falls off now...
It might. I hit my head on it earlier.
And it falls in the middle of the recording studio...
Because it will land right behind the microphone if it does drop.
And straight onto the computer.
And straight onto the laptop.
Yeah. No, I think we're fine. I do think we're fine. Okay. This beginning story is the Queen Mary that is at Long Beach in California. It sailed across to America and is now at Long Beach, California. And it is sort of by the dockside there and is now a hotel.
Oh, okay.
The Queen Mary is famous for its numerous ghost sightings, including a young crew member named John Pedder, Pedder, who was apparently crushed by a door during a drill.
Oh, my life.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
One of those waterproof big... Yeah.
Yeah, like a bulkhead door.
Yeah. He was just 18 years old.
Oh, word.
Wow. Guests have reported seeing his apparition in blue overalls. He is thought to be the most famous ghostly spirit and to be seen roaming around the ship, and he asks people for his wrench.
Wow.
Where he was working. And they said he's obviously still just working on the ship.
Crikey. I want to put a spanner in the works kind of gag in there, but I really shouldn't.
No. Someone should have put a spanner in the door before it shut on him. But
needed that wrench before the door shut on him. Oh.
The ship was built in 1936 as a luxury ocean liner, and it became a troop ship during World War II. The ship is now permanently docked in Long Beach, California, and has become a hotel and a tourist attraction. The ship is now... no, sorry, I just read that. There is, of course, a lady in white.
Oh, I know more about that now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, because you get white ladies and grey ladies and red ladies as well.
Oh, red one. We haven't never had a red one.
I know. I've been researching. Never mind, we'll come back to it.
She is seen in the ship's ballroom dancing in a beautiful white evening gown.
Okay.
So not just a misty white lady, a lady dancing in the ballroom. Her reason for haunting or even being there is unknown, but she is frequently sighted by visitors, and she adds an air of elegance and mystery to the ship's haunted reputation. There you go.
I like it. So, people, I'm assuming, have been there and investigated this, surely, if it's known for it.
There's been quite a few people that visit. I'll go on to talk about something else in a minute as part of the ship. Various reports of children playing and laughing in the pool area have been reported. One of the most famous child spirits is known as Jackie. She is often seen and heard near the second-class pool, where she supposedly met a tragic end.
Oh, my life.
Oh, here we go.
There's a tragic end.
But we do know what happened. She drowned at the age of 6.
Oh, my goodness.
So... very, very sad. Visitors have reported hearing her giggling and laughing, singing and splashing in the pool. Some have claimed to hear her asking for her parents or her teddy bear.
Oh, God, I couldn't do it. That's just heartbreaking.
It is, isn't it? Jackie is known for leaving wet footprints around the pool area and occasionally interacting with guests by answering questions or singing songs.
Oh.
So there you go.
You'd have to have a teddy bear just sat on a chair somewhere.
You would, wouldn't you?
Just left for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, one of the best places on the ship for hauntings, apparently, is the stateroom B340.
What is a stateroom?
I think it's a bigger room than the rest, so it would have been a very luxurious room.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So kind of like the penthouse suite in a hotel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you probably would have had a bedroom and a lounge area, and so it would have been a very big luxury room. It is infamous for being the most haunted room on the ship.
Well, I mean, if I was a spook,
yeah,
I mean, you'd want to choose the nicest room to be in,
wouldn't you? Yeah. The room has a history of paranormal activity, including strange knocking sounds, lights turning on and off by themselves, and taps running without explanation. There is an uneasy presence has been felt, and apparitions have been seen, and some visitors have had the bedclothes pulled off them during their sleep.
That's just rude. If I'm sleeping, leave me alone. I will talk to you in the morning.
Yeah. But when they talk about apparitions, ghostly figures standing at the threshold of the room with burning eyes.
No, thank you.
What? The room itself was so haunted, it was closed for many years due to the intensity of the hauntings. But it has been opened for brave souls and visitors who wish to experience its eerie atmosphere. So it's open specially for people who are told it's no good going to them and saying, can I have another room?
It's like, no. The answer is no.
No. So you were told beforehand, you were warned. The room's history includes various deaths have happened in the room, which adds to its spooky reputation.
So hang on a minute, is this like guests that go and stay there?
Oh yeah.
Oh my life.
But it's been shut off to normal guests. It was shut off for years. And
but if you know about it, then it's okay, they can kill you. Like, I can't help but think that knowing I'm about to die doesn't actually make it any better.
No, I think when it says including various deaths, it just means that when the ship was in operation.
Oh, I see.
Originally, yeah, you don't go in the room to die.
I was like, how vicious are these ghosts? I mean, like...
I don't know. But no, the room itself is very haunted, and they don't know if it relates to some of the deaths that have taken place in the past.
Gotcha.
To the activity in the room now.
Okay.
That
makes more sense.
Yes. You don't go to the
visitors don't.
No. I have no. There was no reports from anywhere where visitors had been killed.
Okay.
They may have been scared to death, but I don't know. But the room's history, it says here, includes. So this is looking at the history. Includes various deaths which add to its spooky reputation. So it
Gotcha.
Okay. But would you dare to spend the night in stateroom 340?
I'd have a crack at it, I think.
Would you?
Yeah,
I would if it was like us two together.
I think if we were together, yeah. Yeah. I feel like I just have to have, at least a pack of cards.
A pack of cards?
Yeah. Showing my age now. You always go into these places and then your phone doesn't work and it's a whole big drama. And it's like, well, if I had a pack of cards, I really wouldn't care.
Yeah.
And you never know, they might like to play.
Yeah. Well, they might. You might wake up in the morning and find something spelt out on the floor. Yeah.
Well, as long as it's nothing rude, it's fine.
And even if it's rude, it's funny.
If it's rude, it's still funny. Yeah. Funny, but wrong.
Depends how rude it is, I suppose. Oh, gosh. So I want to know if any of our listeners would stay in a room 340.
Turn the page.
Turn the page. Here we go again. Oh, I didn't find out how to say this. I think it's Eredice.
Okay.
HMS Eredice was a Royal Navy corvette, and it sank off of the Isle of Wight in 1878. And it took with them, as it sank, 300 lives.
Oh my goodness.
The ghost ship, which is what it's known as, is said to appear off the coast of Sandown and Shanklin, which is just off where the Isle of Wight is in the UK. The ship was a 26-gun Royal Navy corvette, designed by Admiral Sir George Eliot. The ship was known for her speed and shallow draft, making her suitable for operations in shallow waters. Mm-hmm. The ship served in North America and the West Indies, and also South Africa, and briefly in the White Sea during the Crimean War. She was then converted to a training ship in 1861. But on March the 24th, 1878, she sank off the Isle of Wight during a snowstorm, with the loss of 300 lives, and only 2 crew members survived the disaster.
Wow.
The Phantom Eredice has been sighted frequently over the years. It is believed, and I've not had a look to find this out yet, and I don't know if there's any film evidence, but it is believed that Prince Edward and a film crew saw the Phantom ship and caught it on camera in 1998.
Oh, we need to look that up.
Whilst filming for a Crown and Country series. And a commander of a Royal Navy submarine took evasive action to avoid a ship, only for the ship to disappear.
Oh.
There we go. So
amazing.
Yeah. How cool is that?
I like that. That's very cool. And what I want to know is the 2 people that survived. Were they white?
Off the Isle of Wight.
Off the Isle of Wight.
You white?
I'm a white. You a white?
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
There you go. The next ship I'm going to talk about is really famous in legend and myth and everything. And it
All of the
is
above.
the Flying Dutchman.
Ooh.
The legend of the Flying Dutchman probably originated during the 17th century. It is,
Sorry.
that's her throwing books
I just
around.
put a book down. Don't put things down, Steph. Stop it.
Not with a bang.
No.
It is one of the most famous ghost ships in maritime legend. According to legend, the Flying Dutchman is a ghost ship doomed to sail the seas forever and never being able to make port. Apparently, the captain, William van der Decken, who made a rash pledge to round the Cape of Good Hope during a storm. So he made this pledge. Who to, I don't know.
Powers that be.
As a result, he and his ship were condemned to sail the oceans for eternity.
Oh.
He was condemned by the sea goddess Calypso.
Oh, hence the whole story.
Yes. And I have put a little thing saying, the film of the Pirates of the Caribbean. So, and the film actually took from the legend.
Yes.
A lot of this story. Sightings of the Flying Dutchman have been reported for centuries. Sailors claim to see the ship glowing with a ghostly light, often during stormy weather. The sightings of the ship is considered a bad omen, signalling imminent disaster.
Which, I mean, is quite it's quite in keeping with the movie as well, isn't it?
It
Because
is.
obviously when they see the Flying Dutchman, it's, because they're all about to die.
Yeah. The legend of the Flying Dutchman has inspired numerous works of art, literature and music, and obviously film. Recently, the Flying Dutchman in the film Pirates of the Caribbean is based on this exact legend of a ghost ship doomed to sail the oceans for eternity. The character of Davy Jones, who captains, turn the page, the Flying Dutchman in the movies, is inspired by the folklore figure associated with the sea and sailors' superstitions. The film is called Dead Man's Chest and World's End.
Yeah,
those
it's in both movies.
Those two are the movies that the Flying Dutchman is in. The ship in the film has supernatural abilities such as being able to sail underwater and ferry the souls of the dead, which aligns with the eerie and ghostly nature of the original legend. And I have put on here, Will Turner eventually takes the place of the captain in the film. And
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen it already, you've just heard the major plot twist, yeah.
But he is able to come ashore I think we spoke about this the other week, wouldn't we? It's about 10 years.
I think it's once every 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets a free pass.
He can spend one day. Do you know what? Just carry on. I'm going to check myself on this one because I'm not
she's
sure.
checking herself. Okay, but that's all I've got about that one.
Oh.
But that's fine. I can go on to the next. I have plenty more. Shall I just move on? Or are you checking something about...
checking specifically the captain of the Flying Dutchman. And the funny thing is that it gives me all these different options. Where it says Pirates of the Caribbean or SpongeBob. It also says Captain of the Flying Dutchman, One Piece. It could be One Piece as well. Oh, I love that. Anyway, but I'm just trying to find out that he can go sail forever, yada 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 yada.
Silence is... I'm not going to sing because we'll get a copyright. Shall I just...
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
I'll talk about something else, shall I?
Yeah.
And Steph is in the background trying to find out some more info. The next one I'm going to talk about is another very famous ship. It is the HMS Victory at Portsmouth.
Oh, know that one.
We've been on this ship.
Yeah.
It is a very historic warship. Admiral Nelson's flagship. It was during the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. It is said to be haunted by his spirit and other crew members. You've got it.
I have got it. But it does say the captain is cursed to sail the seas of the world forever, only allowed to make landfall once every 7 years.
Ah, 7 years.
But I feel like it was 10.
Perhaps they did 10 in the film?
Yeah, what is the 10-year rule in Pirates of the Caribbean? So I think it was specific to Pirates of the Caribbean, though they said 10 years, and before that it might have been
It was 7. Well, 7 is that magical number,
It is a
isn't
magic
it?
number.
So there you go.
Yeah, but it's never able to make port.
No.
So has he got to just jump off and swim?
Yeah, I think so.
Gotcha.
Or get a little rowing boat.
Ah, there you go.
Just-
Yeah.
I'm doing the rowing movements here. Like this.
Sorry, I digress.
Shall we
Carry
go
on.
back to HMS Victory now?
Yeah.
Can we please? Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Yes, we can.
It's said to be haunted by his spirit and other crew members. It's preserved as a museum ship. And
It
we
is.
have been on that museum
We
ship.
have.
It was
I believe I've also somewhere, in fact I don't even know, it's probably gone, it's lost forever, bought a little splinter of,
was that the Mary Rose?
I don't know, I thought it was Victory.
No, I think it might have been the Mary Rose.
Oh, I don't know, I was young.
Because we went there as well. Because that's all in the same place.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, I
think
swear it was Victory. I don't know.
I don't know.
But I had a little piece of wood
Yeah.
that was supposed to be a little piece. I don't know which bit they stole and put it in a box, sold in the gift shop.
It was probably just an old bit of wood that
Yeah.
they found on the floor somewhere.
Bit of MDF or something. Bit of
Yeah,
a
let's just
chipboard.
put that in a box, put the Mary Rose on it, or
Yeah.
the Victory. No
Yeah.
one will ever know.
And they're just sitting there going, but she's 7. She won't care.
This ship is most famous unexplained story, is that of the spirit of Nelson. No. I'm going to reread this.
I think it's a good idea. I'm confused.
I
I
don't-
our audience.
I didn't have anything put in that tea, did I? I actually went out for a meal the other day
You
and
didn't even finish your tea.
no, and had a Irish coffee.
Yeah.
It was far more Irish than it was coffee.
And you're not a big drinker.
I am not a very big drinker, even though we occasionally have a glass of wine. But this was like a full glass of whiskey with like a little bit of coffee just topped up at the top with a shush of cream.
But you know, shush cream.
You know
The
that
measure, that is. You know, a shush.
Shush. We do call that cream that comes in those cans that you press the button and it comes out and goes shh. We call it shushy cream.
We do. We've always called it shush
So it
cream.
was a shush of cream.
It was a shush.
Like that.
It's a little shh.
Yeah, on the top.
That is now going to be a measure. We measure cream in shushes.
2 shushes, 3 shushes.
2 or 3 shushes.
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Yeah, but we're not talking like when you said a glass of, right? You mean like one of those tall coffee mugs?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big.
It wasn't like a shot.
Yeah, no. No. It was like, you know, one of those miniature bottle, sort of half bottles. It was like probably half of one of those bottles. It was ridiculous. Needless to say, I didn't leave any. I did drink it all, but it was just as well I wasn't driving on the way home.
Fair. Yeah, probably was.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk about time slips.
Yeah. Can we now time slip back to the time of Nelson? Yeah.
Time ship.
Time ship. Slip. Slip ship. Right. I'll try and read this again and see if it makes sense to me, because it
Give
didn't
it a
make sense
whirl.
to me. I feel like I've probably just had that whiskey again. The most famous unexplained story is that of the spirit of Lord Nelson, who was mortally wounded during the Battle of Trafalgar.
That made more sense.
Visitors and staff have reported seeing a shadowy figure roaming around the upper chamber of the ship. The figure is believed to be Nelson himself.
Mm-hmm.
Other experiences have been sudden drops in temperature and the feeling of being watched, as well as a sense of presence.
See, those are those senses that I just don't get.
No. But then when they say a sense of presence, I always think of, like, Father Christmas.
That's presence, not presence. I'm trying to emphasise the T here, or this. You know what I mean.
Oh, dear.
As a dyslexic, I can say those two words are particularly difficult for me. But the I was going to say something then. No, forget it. It's gone completely out of my brain. Don't even listen to me.
Okay. One ghostly presence is felt near the captain's cabin. Feelings of coldness and this sense of presence in and around the captain's cabin. The ship's dark and warren-like interior, with low timbers and steep stairways, adds to the spooky atmosphere. If you're ever in Portsmouth, HMS Victory is well worth a visit.
Yep, I can vouch for that.
Anybody come from Portsmouth who knows
I know
the
people
area?
that come from Portsmouth.
Do you?
Yep. I don't know if they're listening to us, but I do know people who come from Portsmouth.
Well, some of our family live quite close to Portsmouth.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. That whole thing about... Because we were talking before about how I'm useless at this kind of, feeling... Just feeling. Just not very feeling. No. I don't feel things like that, where people say that there's a spooky presence.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get that. I get the temperature drop thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I would get, but I wouldn't necessarily pin it to anything paranormal. I'd just go, bit chilly in here. I don't think that hard about it, I gotta be honest.
Shut that door.
Shut that door.
A flipping draft in here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not what enters my head. So, and again, when it's like, there's a spooky presence of somebody, a presence in the room, or, it's me. I'm here. I am the presence in the room. Is there another one? I don't know, because I'm usually busy.
Too busy to worry.
Yeah. If you're going to be here, at least give me a hand. That's all I can say.
Yeah, fair. Okay, we're on to another ship.
We see many ships.
We do. No, I see no ships.
Did you choose this mug on purpose?
I've just noticed that with my mug. It's all of little boats in a harbour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I've never.
I've got an anchor.
And you've got an anchor on yours. Well, I never did.
And fish.
Did we choose them especially? We must have done.
I think, you chose them. I didn't have nothing to do with it.
Oh, well. There must have been subconsciously something there. The next ship is the most famous spooky ship in the world. Have you any idea what it's called?
Nope.
You know when you go into a place and there's nobody there?
Yeah. Empty.
Yeah, empty completely. And you say it's like the...
I would have just gone with ghost ship. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know go on. You do know it.
I know it. It's like everyone's screaming it at me. I can feel it. All of our listeners are like, it's this! And I'm...
A girl's name?
Mary Rose.
Close. Mary's right. It's like the Mary...
Antoinette. It's the only Mary I can think of right now. Mary Jane. Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary Elizabeth. Oh, God.
I'm sure we've said that before when we were out playing in our band. We used to play in a band. Me and my daughter and my husband. Oh, and the amount of times we used to get to events, there'd be nobody there. And we'd be like, it's like the Mary Celeste here. Oh, and we'd be playing to the cleaner and the bloke behind the bar. Oh my God. Mary Celeste.
Got it.
Oh dear. I can't read this at all. The Mary Celeste is one of the most famous ghost ships in maritime history. She gets the look from me now. As soon as she starts to cough, it's like, stop coughing, you are not ill. Ah, dear. Right, the Mary Celeste is one of the most famous ghost ships in maritime history. On December the 5th, 1872, the British ship... see, again, I've not gone back and looked. I've written the notes, never gone back and looked. The Brigantine de Grata, I think it is.
What now?
The British Brigantine de Grata. Grata.
Okay.
Discovered the Mary Celeste adrift in the Atlantic Ocean about 400 miles east of the Azores. There you go.
I'm taking it that she shouldn't have been there.
I don't know where she should have been, but the ship itself was in good condition with its cargo of industrial alcohol largely intact.
Ooh.
But the crew was nowhere to be found.
Ooh.
The ship's logbook was up to date with the last entry 10 days before the ship's discovery. The ship's only lifeboat was missing, along with the 10 members of the crew, including the captain, Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia.
Wow. Is that where they got the idea for the film Ghost Ship?
I have no idea. Maybe they did. I don't know. There were no signs of a struggle or any damage, and the ship had an ample supply of food and water.
Okay, well, it might not be that then, because there was damage. Oh, no, wait, it was damaged by a reef.
Oh, I don't know.
In the movie. Anyway, it's an old movie now.
Turn the page.
Turn the page.
Theories about the crew's disappearance range from the plausible to the supernatural. Some suggest the crew feared an explosion from the volatile alcohol vapours leaking from the cargo and fled in the lifeboat. Quite possible, I suppose.
Why wouldn't you ditch the alcohol then?
Oh, well, yeah. Surely.
You'd just go, that might be dangerous, let's sort that out.
Yeah.
Rather than just leave
the ship, yeah. Others speculate about piracy or mutiny, but there was untouched valuables aboard, which seems to rule out any foul play. The mystery of the Mary Celeste has inspired countless stories and theories, making it one of the most enduring maritime enigmas.
Ooh.
To this day, no one knows what truly happened, and the ship remains a symbol of the unknown and the unexplained.
Ooh.
There you go. Ho hum, she's looking up something else now.
Yeah. Antonia Graza was the inspiration for the film Ghost Ship.
Ah, okay.
It was not Mary Celeste.
Okie doke.
Or Mary Queen of Scots.
Okay.
Had nothing to do with her either.
No. I thought we'd look at one slightly nearer home, or would have been our home, and it was Weymouth Harbour in England. So not looking so much at a ship, but a place, but a harbour as such. And it's known for its haunted harbour tours.
Ooh.
Apparently you can go there and go on a tour all around the town. and it takes you to what they call a journey through the darker side of the Dorset coast. It says there are ghastly and gruesome happenings. Now, that is as bad as a tragic end.
It kind of is. Yeah, it kind of is. It's a bit vague for me.
Yeah, and it doesn't enrich us at all. It just says ghastly and gruesome happenings. So we need to know, if you've ever been on a tour at Weymouth Harbour on the ghost tour,
what ghastly about it?
Were the ghastly and gruesome happenings in and around the harbour, it says. Apparently, part of the tour has hidden pathways and underground tunnels and haunted buildings as all part of the tour that you go on.
Ooh, underground tunnels. We like that.
But Weymouth itself is linked to Saxon massacres. There you go. And by the 12th and 13th century, the harbour developed between Weymouth Old Town and Malcolm Regis. So that there was like the two. In 1347, the port of Weymouth supplied 15 ships, 263 mariners for the siege of Calais.
Ooh.
So they all left from that harbour. But in 1348, the Black Death entered the British Isles, and one of the ports that it came through was Malcolm Regis.
Oh, blimey. It's going to put a damper on your weekend.
It was thought to be brought ashore by the ships bringing rats and fleas into the country. So, there you go. I think it's safe to go there now.
Yeah, I don't think you'll die of Black Death right now.
Yeah.
I think it's
there have been lots of spectral sightings, and the fort there is haunted by the ghost of the soldiers who once served there. Ghostly figures and unexplained noises and sudden drops in temperature. There you go.
No. See the noises I get too.
Yeah. We had that weird noise right at the very beginning, the very first episode that we
did.
Not the introduction, I don't think. Was it the introduction?
It might have been the introduction.
Or was it the first episode, proper episode? It was
the first episode, I
think. It was the first proper episode.
And it sounded like somebody was jumping up and down on a bed.
On a metal bed.
Yeah.
And there is no metal bed up here.
There is no metal bed here. And we've never heard it again.
No. But it literally felt like somebody had jumped off of something onto an old metal bed.
Yeah.
You can actually hear it.
You can hear it on the audio of the episode if you want to go back and listen to it. But it did kind of leave both of us going, what was that?
Excuse me, what was that? There you go. So that's Weymouth Harbour. So, I have, I think, one more. How are we doing for time? Oh,
we're
1 hour.
Like over the hour now.
We are over the hour. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah, this one was an American one. And it was the USS The Sullivans, it's called. It is a decommissioned Fletcher class destroyer that now serves as a museum ship also at the Buffalo and Erie County Naval and Military Park in Buffalo, funnily enough, New York. It's named in honour of the 5 Sullivan brothers who tragically lost their lives during World War II, and the ship is said to be haunted by their spirits. And just as a backstory about these brothers, the Fighting Sullivans, as they were known, enlisted together in World War II. So there was 5 of them.
What did you say it was called? USS?
Sullivans. Sullivans. The Fighting Sullivans, as they were known, enlisted together in World War II and served aboard the USS Juno until a Japanese torpedo claimed all their lives in 1942.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have here that they were aged between 20 and 27.
Yeah.
That's not, I mean, it's no age, is it?
No. But they were all brothers, so their tragic story led to the Navy's sole survivor policy and inspired the christening of the destroyer in their honour.
What's the sole survivors policy? Is that when
I think it's like
that's when the last, if there's one person left alive in a generation, like they get to go home.
It's a bit like the film
Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan, yeah.
Where they go looking for Private Ryan because all of the brothers before him were killed.
Yes.
And he got to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from, these Sullivan brothers. So visitors and staff have reported numerous paranormal activities on the ship. Some of the most common occurrences include shadowy figures. People have seen shadowy figures slowly patrolling the deck, believed to be spirits of the brothers. Strange sounds. Radios are known to turn on without reason, broadcasting strange static and beeping sounds similar to radar noises. And there are electrical disturbances. Electrical equipment often turns on without explanation, and batteries frequently die unexpectedly. And ghost voices, disembodied voices and knocks have been heard throughout the ship. One particular eerie encounter involved a tour guide who reported seeing a torso with a burned, disfigured face approaching him at a very fast rate of speed.
Wow. I mean, the fact that he describes it as a torso with a face is a little bit weird. I'm assuming there was a head and torso.
I'm assuming so. Well, yes, because you had the burnt, disfigured face, so...
Yeah, weird.
These haunting tales add to the mystique of the USS The Sullivans, making it a fascinating destination for those interested in the supernatural and or the history of World War II. There you go.
Cool.
So those are the ones I have today, and I'm sure, well, I know for a fact that I had so many to choose from that it was difficult to just come up with a few. I mean, we could have gone on for the next 5 hours, I think.
I think when you're looking at ships and tragedies and all of that sort of stuff, I think, there's so much.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't exactly safe.
No.
So I think you know spoiled for choice, really.
I will just say that we need to look more into the legend and myth of what we believe to be could be a possible ancestor of the Missons family.
Oh, yes.
And I did want to mention that. I hadn't written it down. I'm glad I remembered. But he was called Captain Misson. And we believe that he sailed from the harbour at La Rochelle, which is weird in a way because our other daughter, your sister, is called Rochelle.
Yeah.
And we didn't know at the time that he was French and that he sailed from that harbour.
There you go. We're going to have to look into that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's absolutely something that we need to know about.
Yeah, so it may be something we have to look into. Even if it is a myth or a legend. He is a bit of a legend, actually. He was a nice pirate.
I'm sure they were out there.
Yeah.
Especially way back in the day.
Yeah.
There had to be good ones out there somewhere.
Yeah. So there you go. So we're going to look more into Captain Misson.
All right.
Other than that, I have a sea story.
Go ferret.
Based
Hey, that's the first time I've said this.
Yeah, it is. That's normally what you're saying all the time.
Yeah.
So, you better swing that light again.
Okay.
Because it's rocky here.
I know, but you've got tea, so I'll let you do it.
No.
Because I'll spill it.
Oh, done it. I'm going to use my book to lean on.
Lean on me. Sorry.
Shh.
Stop. Pay for that.
Yeah. We will. Right. It is based on myth and legend. So this is not a true story, but it is a ghosty story. Right. In the dimly lit corridors of HMS Victory, long after the tourists had departed and the museum lights were turned off, a heavy silence hung over the ship. It was in this stillness that the ghostly presence of a former crewman made himself known. The crewman, known only as William, had served aboard the Victory during the Battle of Trafalgar. He was a young sailor, barely out of his teens, with dreams of glory and adventure. But on that fateful day, in 1805, amidst the deafening roar of cannons and the chaos of battle, William was struck by a stray musket ball. He fell to the deck, his life slipping away amidst the chaos of war. As the years passed, William's restless spirit remained aboard the Victory, unable to find peace. On stormy nights, when the wind howled through the rigging and the ship creaked with the weight of its history, William's ghost could be seen wandering the decks, dressed in his old naval uniform, with a forlorn expression on his pale face. He seemed to be searching for something, or someone. One particularly stormy evening, a night watchman named George was making his rounds when he felt a sudden chill. Turning a corner, he saw a spectral figure of William standing by the ship's wheel, the young spirit gazing out towards the dark churning sea, almost lost in thought. George froze with fear, but with a little curiosity watched as William turned to face him. "Who are you?" George asked, his voice trembling. "I am William," the ghost replied, his voice barely more than a whisper and carried on the wind. "I was lost in the battle, and I cannot rest until I find my way home." George, feeling a surge of empathy for the young sailor, asked, "How can I help?" William's ghostly form seemed to flicker, as if the question had sparked a glimmer of hope. "There is a letter to my family that I never had the chance to send. It is hidden in my old quarters. If you can find it and deliver it, perhaps I can finally find peace." Determined to help, George spent the next few days searching the ship. Finally, in a hidden compartment beneath a loose floorboard, he found a weathered envelope addressed to William's family. The letter spoke of his love for them, his dreams of returning home, and his hope for the future. With great care, George tracked down William's descendants and delivered the long-lost letter. Moved by the words of their ancestor, the family held a small memorial ceremony in his honour, and with love laid his spirit to rest. That night, as the storm raged once more, George returned to the Victory. There, standing at the ship's wheel, was William. But this time, the sailor's expression was one of peace and gratitude. William tipped his hat towards George, and his form began to fade. George gave a gentle nod of his head as William's form disappeared. The spirit of the young sailor had vanished into the night, leaving the HMS Victory and George, with the knowledge that even in death, acts of kindness and compassion can bring solace and closure.
Oh,
There we go.
I like that one.
That's nice. A nice, gentle little story.
We like it. Why is it always under a floorboard?
I don't know.
It's a very common theme.
Yes.
Under a floorboard. Mind you, I don't know where else you'd hide a compartment.
In a boat.
In a boat.
Under your bed? No.
Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it?
No, not really.
In the floor.
In the floor.
Anyway.
Anywho's.
With that being said.
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, so keep your minds open and your lamps lit.
And we'll see you next week at the freaking shack.
Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, it's Trina, just nipping on to say that we had an issue with one of the words that we were reporting on one of the ships, and I believe I said HMS Eurydice, and we found out afterwards that it's supposed to be HMS Eurydice. So we apologise, and we've just added this note at the end to let you know we got it wrong. Contact us at fshack03@gmail.com or find us on social media by searching #TheFreaking_Shack. That's freaking without a G. We're looking forward to hearing from you really soon.